Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The close range meta here in Warzone 2 Season 3 is one of the most competitive metas that we've had so far in Warzone 2. I mean, the SMG category and the more aggressive rifles that make up the close range meta are all neck and neck when it comes down to their overall strengths, right? Which makes for just a really fun meta and also gives you a lot of very competitive options. So we're starting first here with one of my personal favorites, the MP7, aka the Vel 46. This is low recoil, super aggressive and very speedy, and then also just has a really good TTK, especially in some of the later close range, early mid range. This can be used for sniper support, and then of course for close range, being that it is a top tier SMG, obviously it's going to thrive there as well. This setup is largely mobility based just because it is so easy to use. We got the soldier rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire, and we're tuning to match that. I got the RXT stock on here, better sprint speed, better ADS speed, and you guys know how important that crouch movement speed is. We also get that there too. I tuned for a little bit better stability for some mid-range consistency, then also the better ADS speed. 7mm laser, yes, it is very bright after this update. I still personally really value that extra sprint to fire though. That's huge in Warzone 2 with how fast the TTK is, getting your shots up, getting your sights up. Both of these pros are super huge. So ADS and sprint to fire on the tunes there as well. Now you got a couple of options with how you want to approach the control here. If you are struggling to use this, maybe some of the mid-range or whatnot, you could definitely use this setup in particular, which is Tango, and we're tuning for the better ADS and hip walking speed. And then also Lockshot KT85 is going to get rid of the horizontal control and a little bit of the vertical and really just make it very straightforward, super easy to shoot and stay on target. Better gun kick and ADS on those tunes. This is going to be a straightforward, very simple, easy recoil setup. If you're confident with the gun though, you could drop one of these and throw on overpressured ammo. You could drop one of these and throw on a 50 round mag if you wanted to. Feel free to experiment around and see what works best for you. Next up, another phenomenal choice, the MP5. Speedy, one of the best close range TTKs out of the SMG category in particular here. So it's gonna fly, it's gonna fry, also pretty easy to use in the grand scheme of things. First up here, 40 round mag. I prefer a little bit more than the 50. The 10 extra bullets is cool, but it's gonna be noticeably slower, and we want our SMGs to be nice and speedy, right? TCG 10 rear grip is for better control, so if you're in the mid-range, this will help out with that. And then because there's no sprint to fire and ADS rear grip, we just tune for that here in this case instead. Recently switched over to the mobile stock, better ADS speed, crouch movement speed yet again. All right, we got better strafe speed and ADS speed there on the tunes. 7mm laser yet again, ADS speed and sprint to fire to really enhance that, make it feel nice and snappy. Then also the Falcon barrel, better movement speed, better ADS speed, just gonna make it absolutely fry, have great mobility stats. We tune for the better ADS. Then again, some recoil steadiness just for some consistency in the mid-range if you ever find yourself there. But I mean, MP5 is feeling as good as it ever has right now here in Season 3. Absolutely loving this thing. Of course, as mentioned, there are a couple of rifles that actually fall into the close range meta, and each of them are phenomenal in their own way. The Chimera here, pretty low recoil and a really good TTK through the first 30 meters or so, prime for that close range meta, right? It's gonna have the mobility after we build this out with this setup of an SMG or close to, but it's gonna outpower them, right? So you're really getting the best of both worlds here. I go for the Bruin Flash rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire, tune for better sprint to fire, and you could go for steadiness or ADS, whatever you prefer there. 45 round Cinemag, pretty basic for your duo, trio, quad action. 7mm laser yet again. If you want to drop down to, you know, the other ones that are just simply going to focus on the ADS speed, feel free to do so if you're uncomfortable with it being a little bit bright. But for me, like I said, the sprint to fire benefits of the bright lasers are worth it in my opinion. Tango underbarrel just for some of the mid-range control there. We're tuning for the better mobility in this case. Then lastly, Vorpal barrel is the best of all worlds. Damage range, movement speed, ADS speed. I love that. And quite frankly, you could tune in any direction for both of these sliders here, and there's not going to be any wrong answers. So really consistent here for the close range meta. I'm loving the feel of the Chimera, and it's quite frankly one of my favorite guns in the entire game. Now, as we get into these last couple of setups here, quick reminder, if you guys are new to the channel, every single day I'm your one-stop shop for everything going on in COD, whether it's the meta conversations, news, updates, anything like that. I'll have you guys covered, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you always know whenever I post a new video. And if you guys enjoy this one, if you find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it as well, would be seriously appreciated. And quick shout out to my friends over at Gamer Advantage. You guys always see me wearing these frames. They are on all day long. The second I step into the office, they're going on because they are game changers. They offer prescription or regular lenses. They offer plenty of different frame options as well as to like sort of fit your style right. And it doesn't matter if you're gaming, if you're doing school, if you're working, if you're looking at screens for long periods of time, these are going to help out a ton. Reduce headaches, reduce eye strain. They'll even help you sleep better at night too, which is super clutch. If you ever want to cop a pair for yourself, code WhosImmortal at checkout gets you a nice little discount. Anyway, next up, the Kastov 74U. Just like the Chimera, a little bit better velocity, different in some other areas though, so they're not going to be the exact same weapon by any means. You can definitely pick your poison here. This thing though is also a phenomenal choice. Great for sniper support, and much like the Chimera, can be built to match the speed of some of the SMGs, but outpower them in several different areas, which is pretty neat. We got the 45 round extended mag here, pretty basic yet again. X2 rear grip for the better control. We are tuning for the inverse of better mobility here though. R7 stock for the better sprint speed and ADS speed, tuning for the better ADS speed and strafe speed. Olay laser, again, if you want to drop down to the less visible one, feel free to do so. Totally up to you there. Better sprint to fire and ADS to match the stats there for the pros. And then also the 209 barrel, better movement speed, better ADS speed, gonna really allow this thing to try and catch up to some of the SMGs in terms of mobility while still maintaining good control with the recoil steadiness tune and that snappy ADS as well. Love the feel of this thing. Really hasn't changed in some time, just been a very consistent and very dominant weapon thus far. The Vaznev also sitting comfortably in that close range meta. Its super close range TTK is also one of the best in the game, whether we're talking rifles or SMGs. Its drop-offs are a bit more harsh, and for that reason specifically is why I run the Cast 1 barrel. It's going to give you a little bit better damage range. It's nothing crazy, but in the close range fights, a few extra meters can be the difference of you winning or losing a gunfight. So this to me is a very clutch attachment. I do tune for the inverse of better mobility though, because it is going to slow you down some, since obviously it's helping out with the range and the velocity. We got the Olay laser on here yet again for the better ADS and sprint to fire. The R7 stock actually here as well for the better sprint to fire, ADS speed, and that ever so clutch crouch movement speed. I tuned for some stability here just for some consistency. If you wanted to go for the strafe speed, feel free to do so. Better ADS on there as well. True tack rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire tunes to match that. And we also got the 45 round extended mag, the only extended mag option here. Obviously going to need that for duos, trios, and quads, despite the fact that its reload animation is abysmally slow. But still, Vaznev, absolutely frying right now. Really liking this one too. And then to close things out, we got my favorite gun in the game right now. The P90, the PDSW. This thing flies, this thing fries. Because it's got the 50 round by default, you can focus all on mobility here, so your speed is going to be insane, and then you can just really, use that to your advantage. Close the gap for the close range, so you can obliterate enemies really in the close and mid range. Its sniper support values also work pretty well too. Q900 rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire here, tunes to match that. Behind the face cam, we've got the Tacom comb per usual, better ADS and sprint to fire as well. Not a fan of the iron sights, not a fan of the rail sights, so I do waste an attachment on the blue dot here. I tune for the furthest eye position and better ADS. If you like the irons, go ahead and switch out the Chrono Mini Pro for, let's say, the CQB stock. That would be a really good option, as would overpressured ammo. You can mess around there for sure. 7 milliwatt laser, better ADS and sprint to fire as always. And then lastly, I do go for the Lockshot KC85 just to basically get rid of any potential horizontal bounce there, make it super easy and super straightforward to use. You can kind of tune in any direction here as well. No wrong answers once more. P90, like I said, it's just my favorite gun in the game right now. It feels so good. It's so fun to use. Absolutely dominates the close range meta. And that being said, that is going to wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you can always stay up to date with everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.